student, welcome to this chemistry digital class. Let us start our class today without wasting any time. I hope the screen is visible to you. Is it visible? Is the screen visible to you, beta?
Yes,
Sir, not
sir.
yet. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
So no problem. Make it
Yes, sir.
with your notebook and book. Okay. Before going to write anything, you must have your notebook. So keep your NCERT book with you. So dear student, welcome to this chemistry digital class, class 11th. I am your chemistry teacher, and today we are going to start our unit 3. But before going to start unit 3, let us start it with positive mindset. As today's thought is, be like a proton and stay positive. You know very well, there are 3 subatomic particles in atom. So can you tell the name of these 3 subatomic particles, Mahima?
Proton, neutron, and electron.
Very good. It is proton, neutron, and electron, in which electron is negatively charged particle, neutron is no charge particle, neutral, and proton is positive charge particle. So positive charge particle is always remain in the nucleus, and it is very important to make the this atomic mass of the atom. So from there, I just want to appeal: be always positive, think positive, act positive, and react positive. Automatically, everything will be reflect toward you in positive manner. So ultimately, I just want to tell: stay positive. Okay. So now, is it something visible to you? Yes, Subrata, what is visible to you, beta? Subrata.
Grocery shop.
Grocery shop. Yes, in a grocery shop, you can see that is kept in a very systematic way. Okay, in a grocery shop, you can see all the things as kept in a very systematic way. Similar way, yes, Vanshita Thakur.
Yes.
What is next, beta?
Medical shop.
Medical shop. In medical shop also you have seen, I think, all the medicines that has kept in a very properly systematic way, or somewhere it is alphabetically they are keeping. So can you tell me what is the special thing in both type of these shops? Vanshita. What is the special thing that kept in both these example? No problem. Here everything is arranged systematically. Here everything is arranged systematically. Why the things should be arranged systematically, Milan Tamang?
So that it is easier for us to get access to.
Okay, so that it is easy to find out the thing, whatever we want. Okay, you might have visited in these medical shop and grocery shop, and you have seen, I think, whenever you are going to purchase a particular medicine, the medical shopkeeper, yeah, the grocery shopkeeper, without wasting any time, he is going direct to that corner, bringing that thing and just handing over it to you. It shows that he is well known that which place is kept where, and it is saving his time, and it is saving his energy also. Okay, so similar way, just comparing this now. There is one picture. Yes, Astha, what is there? What is visible to you?
More clothes.
Yes.
There is a proper arrangement of clothes.
Yes, there are one room where all the cloths has kept in a properly, in a symmetrical way, in a systematic way. And whereas on the other hand side, second room, we can see their things are not kept in a proper manner. It is looking messy, right? All things are kept in haphazard manner. So things are not properly. So if I'll give you one situation, suppose you want to find one notebook, yeah, one t-shirt. So can you find easily that t-shirt in that second room?
No, sir.
No,
No, sir.
sir.
Last question from those students who have kept their camera off. I told you, keep everybody will keep their camera on, so that I can ask. Suhani, why beta it is not possible to find out that t-shirt from second room easily?
So because things are rearranged and it is very messy room, so we can't find.
Yes, and it will take time, right? It will take time to find out that particular thing which we want. Whereas in first room, you can see all the things, all the clothes are kept in very proper way. And if you want to take one shirt or t-shirt, you can take it easily without wasting any time. So it means that in conclusion, if I'll say all the things that is there in around us, if we will keep it in a systematic way, it will make our study easier, and it will somewhere help us to classify the things in a proper way, right? Now, similarly, if I will tell, in the school, the different classes are there. You have seen different classes are there from LKG class to 12th class, and different age group students are kept in that particular class. It helps us to understand that the age group, intelligence quotient, or I can say the level of standard of the student in that particular class. Clear? Why not like LKG to 12th class all are kept in one hall? Have you seen like this type of school where all students from LKG to 12th has kept in one room only just to teach? Yes, no?
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
No.
No.
Reason? Because it would make difficult. It would make that discipline or the management of school difficult. So like this way, we know very well in our surrounding, there are so many different type of element. Okay, this is carbon, oxygen, lithium, then sodium, clear, which can be cut easily with knife, then gold, and many more. There are more than 100 elements that is present in our day-to-day life, and it is very important to classify those 100 elements. Already you have studied in 10th class in chapter number 5, the classification of element. So it is same in this class also, the chapter 3, periodic classification and properties of elements. Okay, so in this particular chapter, dear student, we need to study about these basic components. First is what is periodic table. Second is need for classification of element. Third, Duvenier tried, Newland's law of octave, Mendel's periodic table, modern periodic table. Basically, these classification already we have studied in our 10th class, chapter number 5. But still, again, I will give little idea about these, and in detail we will study. But this most important part, this is the 7th part, that it trends in modern periodic table. It is very important that we need to understand. Here we are going to compare the similarities and differences between these modern periodic table. It is my appeal again, just to keep your camera on, because many of the students has kept their camera off, maximum. Rishita, you just note down and you will make cross in front of the name of those people who are keeping their camera off. Later on, I will ask them. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Move forward. After this, if you will see, after content, then although yesterday also I have talked a little bit, what is periodic table? Okay, Janvi will read this, beta. Janvi, what is periodic table which is appearing on your screen?
Yes, sir. It is the tabular display of elements organized on the basis of atomic number, electronic configurations, and chemical properties.
Okay, stop.
The table also shows 4
Okay, stop.
rectangular blocks, S, P, B, and F block in
Wait. Let me explain first.
in general within one row period. Yes, sir.
Okay. So see what is there in first paragraph. It is the tabular display of element. Tabular display of element. This need to be seen very seriously. Tabular display of element, beta. It means that we are going to classify the element in a table form, where elements are organized. How many elements I told just now, Deepika? How many elements I told, beta, just now? Right now, how many elements has discovered? Yes, anyone? Aryan Chauhan? More than 100. You people, please be attentive. More than 100 and exactly if you want, it is 114. Now keep it in your mind, okay? So all those elements are classified or organized on the basis of its atomic number. First is atomic number, then electronic configuration that we have discussed in chapter 2, and chemical properties. And the table that also show four rectangular blocks. It is S block, P block, D block, F block. Can you tell me what is S block, P block, D block, F block? Yes, Rishita?
Azimuthal quantum number.
Yes, in quantum set, azimuthal quantum number is giving us information about S block, P block, D block, and F block. And in general, if we will say a table is made up of rows and columns, right? You know very well one table is made up of some rows and some columns.
Yes, sir.
So the column which is there, that is called group, and the rows which is called, that is called period. So there are how many groups and period total? How many groups and periods are there? Riya Sharma, class
7 periods.
7 periods and 18.
7 periods, 8 groups.
8? 8 groups?
7 periods, 18 groups.
Yes, 7
18.
periods, 18 groups. Okay, thank you. 7 periods and 18 groups. Okay, so now up to this we have done yesterday, and now let me share one more screen. With the help of that, you can understand more. I hope it is visible to you now. This is my digital.
Sir, not here. Yes, sir, not visual.
Now I am going to teach you with the help of my digital pad.
Yes, sir. It is.
And this is unit 3, and this is my self-made notes that already I have told you about the chapter 3. Name of the chapter is classification of element and periodicity in properties. Is it visible to you or not? Otherwise you can zoom it a little bit. Okay, so see, if I will tell the history of chapter 3, it came from class 10th. Already we have studied in class 10th, chapter number 5, where we studied that there are so many type of atom. Okay, let me take little example from the 9th class. In 9th class, we have already studied this, that there are so many atoms. Atom is the basic element. There are so many atoms. Okay, and now we just discussed that there are more than 114 elements. Now the thing is that to make the study easy of these 114 elements, we need to classify those elements, because as already we discussed that why classification is important. Yes, anyone? Why classification is important?
To study the elements.
Yes, to study element, to make the study of element easy, to make our work easy, just to save the time and energy. Okay, so see here, now just to from here we are going to study the classification of element. Already is written here. Classification means it is the arrangement in systematic group to make study easy. We are doing classification of what? Element. There are how many elements? More than 114 elements. What is periodicity? Periodicity is the information about the periods and groups. What is the properties? Properties are classification on the basis of its chemical and physical property. Is it visible or not with whatever is there? Is it visible or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. So after understanding this, let us see in this chapter what is there. I already explained this thing also to you. The chapter is all about the classification of element. So how we are going to study the classification of element? For that purpose, we have divided our chapter into 3 parts. Basically, first part is history of classification of element. Second part is, first part is the history of classification of element. Second part is modern periodic table. Third part is periodicity property. In first part, we are going to talk about that why there is need to classify element and what are the basic history of periodic classification, in which we are going to discuss about these 3 types of classification: Daubigny triad, Newland's triad, Newland law of octave, Mendel's periodic table. Okay, then after that modern periodic table. In modern periodic table, there are 18 groups and 7 periods. We will understand from where these 18 group and 7 periods came. Then general characteristics, advantage, disadvantages of modern periodic table. We will discuss about the classification of metal, non-metal and metalloid and electronic configuration also. Then periodicity in properties. Periodicity in property is very important that we will discuss, okay, in which we are going to discuss the different trends of periodicity property. Now let us take an example of classification of element. As I told you, there are 114 elements, dear student. So the history it start from the classification of element by Dauvergne tried. Yes, I told yesterday that you must write down and study this Dauvergne triad. Yes, anyone who can explain what is Dauvergne triad? Yes, what is
Sir,
Dauvergne?
in which elements are arranged
Pritika,
in atomic?
wait, Pritika will explain first.
Sir, in 1817, John Wolfgang Dauvergne, a German chemist, tried to arrange the elements with similar properties into groups. He identified some groups having 3 elements each, so he called the group. He arranged elements in increasing atomic masses, in which the atomic mass of middle element was roughly through the average of the atomic mass of the elements.
Yes. What is he did at that time, beta, let me tell you, there were not 114 elements discovered. It was the time of 1817. That time total number of element was 30, and the target was to classify those 30 element. So what he did, he has first tried to classify the element on the basis of its atomic mass. What was the basic base of the Dauvergne triad classification? It was atomic mass. Okay, he has taken three element, first, second, third, 3 element, in which group 1, group 2, group 3 he has taken. The first group was lithium and potassium. Now for his classification, what is the mass of lithium? Basically, you know very well. What is the mass of lithium? 7. Okay. And what is the mass of potassium? Anyone?
39.
39. And now question raised that which element will be there in second? So according to his
Sodium.
classification, the mass of first element, lithium, plus mass of potassium. We need to find out the average of this. It is mathematically 7 plus 39 upon 2. Yes, what will come? 46 upon 2. It will come 23. And now we need to see in the periodic table that which element mass is 23 or around 23. Yes, can you tell the name of the atom?
Sodium.
Yes, it is
Sodium.
Sodium.
Sodium. So they kept sodium in this group 1 because the mass of sodium, which is 23, is the average mass of first and third element. So in this way, these 3 will be in 1. Second way, it has second, that is of I think chlorine, bromine, iodine. Similar way they have classified, okay, in this way. So now let us understand it with the help of one small video. Then after that I'm going to take.
Is the first step towards invalid only if the elements would be few. We can study the reactivity.
From here you watch.
Well, all these would have been valid only if the elements would be few in numbers. Do you know the number of elements that exist? Astonishingly, the
It
number
sound
of
audible
elements
to you?
that we find naturally occurring is 98.
Yes, sir.
While the
Yes,
total
sir.
elements known to mankind is 118.
So there are
So how
118
do we
total
study
elements
each
and natural
element
occurring
individually
element are
for all
98.
its properties? Looking at the number of elements that exist, I don't think it would be convenient to pick every element individually and study all the properties, right? Imagine you have to organize the kitchen. You will not place any vessel or eatable randomly anywhere. You will organize the shelves and refrigerator in the most convenient way which is suitable for your needs. Similarly, for studying so many elements, we need to organize them appropriately. And organization begins with arrangement. Yes, arranging the various elements is the first step towards understanding their properties.
Okay, now why we are classifying? Just to arrange the element on organized way, okay? By organized way. Why do we classify the element? What is the need to classify the element? Okay, is it visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So in 1800, there were only 30 elements that were discovered, but now at present there are 114 elements. So it becomes difficult for the scientist to remember all the properties of element. Therefore, there was a need to classify the element so that the classification of element will help the scientist or the general public to understand the basic feature of elements. Many scientists, they try to classify element based on different criteria. Some brought successful, while some did not. And as we will see the further slides, which is giving you glimpses about the classification of element you have studied in 10th class also. So this is first. I'm not going to too detail, but one by one we will discuss. First classification is Dauvergne tried, that just we have discussed. In 17, John Dauvergne tried to classify element with similar properties into the group. Okay, he has classified just 3 elements in 3 groups. So the base of his classification was simple atomic mass. Similar way, second scientist he came, but there were some limitations in Dauvergne tried. Okay, so these were the basic, you can see here, these were the basic 3 group, one group, second group and third group, which I was telling, and this was the average mass of first and third. You can see second is the average mass here, first, third, if you will take out the average, this is the average mass, this is the average mass. So accordingly he has classified. Got point? What was the basic classification of Dauvergne tried?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Then after that,
Yes, sir.
Newland's law of octave. Second classification was given by John Newlands. He was English scientist. He arranged the element in order to increasing atomic mass. This was the best part. He has arranged the element in increasing atomic mass. And he told that the classification law of octave. It is known as Newland's law of octave. Main feature of Newland's law of octave, like 7 notes is there in music or not, sa, re, ga, ma. Similar way, 7 notes he have taken. Like in music, every 8 note is similar. Similar way, he said every 8th element will be similar. Okay, this was the basic classification of Newland's law of octave. I'm not going to take it to detail because you have studied in 10th also, and yesterday also I have taught. Then there was some limitation on Newland's law of octave. You take screenshot of this. First thing, this law was applicable up to calcium only. Second, it contained only 56 elements. Further, it was assumed by Newland that only 56 elements exist. But in nature, when some more element discovered, so that was not fit in his periodic table. Then next, after that, third classification that was came by Mendeleev's. Okay, in his Mendeleev's classification, this is the conclusion, beta. Dauvergne tried Newland's law of octave, Mendeleev's periodic table, and Mendeleev's periodic table is known as the father of periodic table. Mendeleev's periodic table is known as the father of periodic table because he was the first scientist who have given the classification in the form of table. Okay, that's why he was known as the father of periodic table. So now our tomorrow's target is we will discuss about Mendeleev's periodic table and modern periodic table. Okay, so today we discussed about Dauvergne tried, Newland's law of octave, Mendeleev's table. Okay, and now tomorrow we will take it to modern periodic table. Now, before going to start, before going to leave, I'm just going to take your quiz. It is of 3-minute quiz. So you all have to click on the link which is given in chat box and live quiz you will give, okay? So link is there. You start joining and I will start the quiz. It is for everyone. Okay, start joining. The quiz is of 3 minutes, okay? Okay, it was not visible to you. Now see. If you want to see overview, these were the topics. Rishita first, Sania Sharma second, Astha third, Pritika fourth, Vanshita Thakur fifth position, Ishan sixth position, Subrata Rana seventh position, Suhani eighth, Rinchen Sangmo ninth, Deepika 10th, then Pavan 11, Neha 12th position, Arpita 13, Shivan 13, like this way. Okay, so congratulations to all the winners, Rishita, Subrata, and
Yes, sir.
who was third? Astha. No, it is Rishita, Sania, and Astha. Okay, so is there any point that you want to ask? This is all about from my side. Yes, beta. Is there anything that you want to ask? Have you understood today's topic?
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What was this? It was about what?
History.
Nabya Thakur will
It
explain
was about the history, first part of the chapter.
everything. If anything that is there, you can ask me. So that's all from my side. Yes. Anything that you want to ask from me? Again, your camera is off. And the earlier strength was 34. Now it is remain 30 only. Yes. Anything that you want to ask, beta?
No, sir.
So now last you just tell me why there is need to classify elements. Anyone?
So we will know about their properties.
Just to make the study very easy. Just to make the study easy, just to relate each element with each other in similarity way or in difference way. Okay. So chalo theek hai then. Thank you.